Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi guys, my name is Nanda Amelia. My student ID number is 20030500040. I'm from English Education Class 1. Today, I want to explain you about our topic. The topic is Evolution of L2 Motivation in Higher Education. This paper investigates how L2 motivation evolves over time in higher education. A motivational intensity questionnaire was developed, tested for stability and validity, and then administered to a sample of 145 first-year male students studying in the foundation year of Jubal Industrial College, a higher education institution in Saudi Arabia. The statistical analysis showed that the motivational intensity of second semester students was significantly lower in terms of daily studying and preparation for major exams. The result also showed a worrying pattern of Saudi L2 learners exhibiting little inclination to practice the reading skill. Teachers should recognize decline of study interest pattern and accordingly adjust teaching methodologies and motivational strategies. First is about introduction. Motivation is a subject of interdisciplinary interest cutting through such diverse fields of knowledge as education, psychology, sociology, economics, and political science. Motivation, commonly defined as the extent to which the individual works or strives to learn the language because of a desire to do so and the satisfaction experienced in this activity. Alright, second is discussion. The result of this study seemed to lend some support to the other studies reviewed about the painted a gloomy pictures, where there is a pattern of a motivation to decline over time. In the present study, this pattern was revealed specifically in exam, procrastination, and daily studying, but not in the other areas, as discussed above. There are three possible explanations in the literature for the observed declining pattern. The first is related to the distinction between attitudes and motivation. The second to the deterioration of self-efficacy, and the third to the formulation of more realistic goals. This explanation will be discussed in relation to the findings of this study. Some research attribute L2 learners the decline of initial high attitudes and motivation through the distinction between attitudes and genuine motivation. These researchers were reluctant to explain the highly positive responses obtained as a representation of motivation. Instead, they interpreted this finding as positive attitudes and global motivation for L2 learning. In order to accommodate the generally low L2 achievement of the responder, the result of the current study seemed to dispute this explanation. The first semester group in this study also report expanding effort to run the L2 which goes beyond more positive attitudes. It may make more sense to attribute low achievement to poor self-regulation needed to sustain effort over time, rather than to lack of genuine motivation in all of these responders. Moskowski and Arabic logics would have been acceptable if high motivation automatically led to high achievement, while in fact it is self-regulated effort facilitated by high motivation that leads to the desired achievement. In higher education, it may also make sense to blame the decline in both L2 motivation and effort on overconfidence in one's ability rather than the lack of real motivation, especially at institutions that offer intensive English program. Learners in such cases may believe they have reached a sufficient level of L2 proficiency and do not need to work hard anymore. Distinguishing between enthusiasm and real motivation gives the impression of a difference in kind, not in degree, an idea that seems conceptually problematic. And then last is about conclusion. This paper has attempted to investigate the macrotemporal dimension of L2 motivation in higher education. The findings might be interpreted as a confirmation of the gloomy picture of motivational decline, or in a more optimistic light where learners formulate goals that are more realistic. In the latter case, their motivation does not actually decline but enters a new phase. Regardless of which of these two interpretations is adopted, teachers should recognize this pattern and accordingly adjust teaching methodologies and motivational strategies. The consistency of the current result with others is this area offers to lend support measuring motivation through motivational intensity when operationalized in terms of voluntariness and habituality. Alright, I think that's all about our topic today. Sorry if I have mistakes. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.